Listen carefully. There is someone in your life who isn't attacking you. They're shrinking you. And that's far more dangerous. Not through insults, not through cruelty, but through tiny invisible moments that slowly disconnect you from yourself. The unsettling part? You probably think they're a good person. Think about the way you feel after certain conversations. Not angry, not sad, just smaller. Like something inside you powered down. You replay what they said, you question what you felt, you second-guessed what you knew. You leave the interaction carrying a strange emotional weight, but nothing obvious happened. No fight, no explosion, no betrayal. Just a slow emotional leak. That's the danger. Here's what's actually happening. Your nervous system learns who is safe and who is not based on emotional feedback. When someone repeatedly dismisses your feelings, redirects attention, creates chaos, or quietly undermines your confidence, your brain begins adapting. It lowers your self-trust. It softens your boundaries. It reduces your emotional volume. Not to protect you, but to survive the relationship. You start filtering yourself, editing your thoughts, suppressing your instincts, until your personality slowly bends around their emotional gravity. That's not friendship. That's psychological gravity. Here's the question most people avoid. If this person isn't openly cruel, why does your soul feel so tired around them? Because not all damage is loud. Some people erode you through confusion. They make you doubt your memory. They reframe your reactions. They subtly suggest you're too sensitive, too intense, too emotional, too much. Over time, your internal compass destabilizes. You stop trusting your perception. And when you can't trust yourself, you become easier to control. Others drain you through chaos. There is always drama, always tension, always crisis. Your nervous system never fully rests. Your body stays in low-grade fight or flight. And eventually, calm begins to feel unfamiliar. You confuse emotional turbulence for connection and silence for abandonment. Some extinguish you through quiet discouragement, not by attacking your dreams, but by treating them as unrealistic, impractical, naive. They don't destroy ambition. They slowly lower your ceiling. Until you stop dreaming, not because you failed, but because imagining success now feels uncomfortable. But here's the deeper psychological trap. The most damaging people aren't abusive. They're familiar. They fit comfortably inside your emotional patterns, which means you don't feel endangered. You feel obligated. And obligation keeps you connected long after your nervous system has started withdrawing. At first, it's just emotional exhaustion. Then it becomes self-doubt. Then identity erosion. You stop asking, "What do I feel?" You start asking, "What won't cause friction?" That's the shift from self-awareness to self-suppression, from authenticity to emotional survival. And eventually, you wake up in a life that technically works, but doesn't feel like yours. That's the real cost. Not drama, not arguments, but self-disappearance. Here's the shift that changes everything. Stop evaluating relationships by how familiar they feel. Start evaluating them by how regulated you feel afterward. Peace is data. Clarity is data. Emotional lightness is data. If someone leaves you calmer, clearer, and more grounded, your nervous system recognizes safety. If someone leaves you drained, tense, or mentally foggy, your nervous system is signaling threat. Trust that signal, not the story, not the history, not the guilt. Your nervous system doesn't lie. Now let's return to the tension we opened with. Why does your soul feel tired around certain people? Because it's carrying emotional weight that was never meant to be yours. You were never designed to shrink. You were never meant to edit your presence. You were never supposed to feel exhausted by connection. Real connection expands you. It steadies you. It strengthens your sense of self. And the moment you start protecting your peace,
You don't lose relationships, you lose illusions. And what remains is clarity.